My name is Paul Tazewell, and I'm the costume designer for Jesus Christ Superstar. I was first exposed to Jesus Christ Superstar growing up. We had a copy of the original album that was made, and I remember listening to it in my living room, probably when I was 7 years old, all the way through high school. Des's idea around the look of the clothing and the look of the scenery, I mean, he knew that he wanted to use a lot of projections and video and have it feel technical in a way. I mean, that it was a modern telling. But he also didn't want to lose the historic element. So as we were looking at images, and oftentimes I'm inspired by contemporary fashion, and then I take it back to the period that the production is set and meld the two. It was very fortunate looking at the images that we were kind of gravitating to, that what was going on in fashion, there was a lot of drapery, and there were elements that felt very Middle Eastern. The whole way through the production, there are elements that are slightly anachronistic and are very modern, really. But I think that silhouette-wise, it tends toward a Middle Eastern and biblical feel. Some of the contemporary superstars that I referenced, mainly for Herod, let's say, and his world, Elton John was the first, Lady Gaga, because she is so hot right now, Madonna, because she's always been very hot and fashion forward. Rihanna, definitely, some of the images that I looked at for the prostitutes, and just edgy, sexy fashion. We have a piece that is full of spikes and studs, and that seemed appropriate. The icons are very powerful, and we use them as design. Everybody uses them, and we use them as designers. Speaking of the icons, or the iconic quality of white on Jesus, the painting of the Last Supper, that Da Vinci's Last Supper, I think that we all carry around in our psyche, and I used that as a starting point for the way that I would use color on the apostles. It just happens to be Pontius Pilate's robe that he starts off in, his dressing gown. The original image was politician, that he was the consummate politician. Judas's robe. So this is something that feels, in silhouette, feels very classic. This, for Judas, he then does Jesus Christ Superstar, the big number, in a flashy sequin tank and a sharkskin suit. We wanted to acknowledge the fact that this is a concert. I mean, this is still, it's not a narrative in the way that, you're not going to see dialogue at all. I mean, it's all an opera. This is Mary Magdalene's dress. So again, I was talking a bit about all of the drapery, and this is like a parachute dress that we ended up doing in a yellow silk. It's a modern idea that, because of the drapery, lends itself to the qualities of period clothing. It's tricky as a costume designer anymore, because there are so many images that we are faced with, that come in, flash in front of our face in a day. I mean, just to walk down Times Square, and it's all up there, and it's having an effect on all of us. It's editing all of that down so that you're pushing the right button so that it can cut to the chase, basically, and say, well, this is what the idea is. This is what this world is and what we're talking about, and hopefully carrying with it a visual power.